Hey everyone, it's Duncan from overlandjournals.com, and today I got myself a new swag. Today's video is it's not a product review or about any particular brand. It's just, I got myself a new swag and I'm pretty excited about it. You know how it is, you as overlanders, you'll relate to it. Whenever you get a new gadget or something new in adding to your arsenal of overlanding gear, it's pretty exciting. So I just wanted to share that with you as I open up this new swag that I've just received. Now, when we built our 80 series Dicerus, one of the first things we looked at was putting a rooftop tent. We've always had rooftop tents in our previous vehicles, but this time we decided against having a rooftop tent, as much as we love to have one. And the simple reason was, I didn't want it top heavy. I also had other things I had planned to put on the roof rack, so I had to keep space for those things, like my jerry cans. And secondly, the 80 series is, as it is, quite thirsty. Mine's a petrol, so that's even more thirstier than a diesel. And then having a rooftop tent, I felt would, add to the fuel consumption. So that's another reason. And the third reason was, whenever we get to a campsite and we set up camp and I've put the rooftop tent up, and then the next minute the missus wants to go for a drive and see the local area, and then I have to fold it back down again, put it all back together, simply to go for a drive. So kind of laziness on my part on that one, you could say. So when we built the 80 series, we decided we're going to stick to a swag. Now with this particular swag, there's a bit of a backstory behind it, because this swag took forever to get here. Now, before I get to that, the reason why we got a new swag. Well, when we were on our recent outback trip, we already had a swag, but it was kind of one of those smaller two-person swags. And my wife just hated it. It's nothing wrong with the product, it's just that it was too small, and she felt it was just way too claustrophobic for her. So she was on my case the entire outback trip. She was on my case. So one of the things I decided on my way back was, that's it, I'm going to get myself a new swag, like a bigger one with a lot more space. So as soon as I got back from that trip, that's the first thing I started doing. But I had to do a bit of research before I could just go ahead and buy something. And the research meaning was obviously certain qualities I needed, but at the same time, since I've kept the roof pretty much for my jerry cans and a few other bits and pieces that I carry on the roof rack, the swag had to fit inside the car, and that meant I could only take up so much space from one end to the other end of the inside. So. And usually our swag sits, I've removed the back seat of the 80 series, and that's where I keep some of our clothing and obviously the swag. So the maximum I could work with was a limited space. So I had to find a swag, when packed in, would fit into that space that was available. So which was not as easy as I thought it would be. So I did quite a lot of research online, going to various brands, various online stores. I visited a couple of stores where they had swags, and majority of them, I would say almost 95% of them, didn't fit into that limited space requirement I had. Obviously when they make these things, they make it for a particular size, and they don't really have requirements like I have in mind, which is a very rare thing. So so I had to find something, and eventually I found this online store which had the perfect product. In the sense, it met all the quality requirements I was looking for. It met the size that I was looking for, particularly what would keep my wife happy. And it also felt, when packed into its carry bag, it was within the space that I had available in the back of my 80 series Dicerus. So perfect, all excited, went online, paid for it. It fitted within the budget, so that was also a perfect tick mark for me, and placed the order for the swag. And then 2 weeks later, product arrives at my front door. Very excited, open it up, and guess what? It was not what I wanted, not what I ordered. Instead of a double swag, they'd send me a single swag. Okay, so get back online again, send in a little complaint, arrange for the wrong product to be returned, and then they were to send me the correct product, which took a further 2 weeks. So now this is 4 weeks down the line. I received the product that came in, and guess what? It was the wrong one again. And as angry as I am, I still wanted this, because this is the only one that would work for me. So again, back to the process of complaining, sending them some emails back and forth, and then returning the second wrong one, and then eventually another one arrived today. So this is the 5th week, well, close to 6 weeks, and it arrived. So this, from the outside, I haven't opened the box yet, but eventually when I open the box I'll find out. But on the outside, the box has got all the correct details on it, so it looks like the one that I wanted. So it's eventually here. So let's get it opened up and get into it. Okay, so I've got the swag up. That didn't take too long. It took me about 5 minutes. It took a little bit slow this time because the first time I didn't understand it. But I got it up in 5 to 10 minutes the most. So it's pretty cool. It's exactly what I expected. And for the amount I paid, it's really value for money. Now comes the final approval. Get the missus out here and make sure she's happy with it. So yeah, I'm gonna go and do the final test. So what do you think?
Nice.
Get inside and try it. How was it?
Yeah, it's much better than the other previous one.
Not claustrophobic?
No, gosh, no.
Right, so I'm pretty happy with what I got. For the price I paid, it fits into all the specifications I wanted, so I'm pretty happy with it. And most importantly, I got the approval, seal of approval from the missus. So it's going to be permanently in the back of our 4B Dicerus. That fits in perfectly.